Welcome to WYCE's Community Closeup, our weekly public affairs program produced in partnership with the Rapidian, our hyperlocal news service here at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. Community Closeup is all about bringing you diverse perspectives from our community here in West Michigan. This is WYCE Station Manager Phil Tower in studio this week with Carol Moore. She is a historic preservationist, founder, and the project manager for Hermitage at Diamond. Also with us is Reagan Shapton. She is the board chair for Hermitage at Diamond. And by the end of this conversation, you're going to know everything you need to know and then some about Hermitage at Diamond. It's great to have you both here, first of all. Thank you for telling this story. And Mary, you and I go way back. That's another story. That's another radio interview. But Carol, it's a pleasure to meet you. You're just an amazing person. You've done so much in this space, but I also understand your passion is historic preservation. When did that start? When did you say, hey, I love this, and this is something I really want to dedicate myself to?
I think I had an eye for it growing up in Savannah, Georgia, where I looked at old buildings all the time.
Oh, my goodness.
And so there's just something about them that I'm drawn to, and I know the value of them because they're built so well and they're architecturally so significant. And so I've done quite a few houses in Grand Rapids, and I generally keep everything within walking distance of my house. And the Wealthy Theater was one of those buildings, as well as some duplexes and apartment buildings along Wealthy Street. So I know a good building when I see it, and I think Hermitage at Diamond is a really special building.
Oh, that's great. And Wealthy Theater is a part of the Community Media Center.
Correct.
Here, which is awesome, and it is an amazing space for people who have not been there. You definitely need to check it out. And I'm excited. We're having this conversation about Hermitage at Diamond. I haven't been there, but I'm excited to go. So that's on my 2026 bucket list. Can you help me make that happen?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Anytime.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe in the spring.
It's better when we have heat in the building.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't want to go right now as we're having this conversation in January. It's been a very brutally cold December. But I want to talk about your inspiration for discovering this old church at Hermitage at Diamond. What part of town is that? Is that East Hills area?
It's East Hills, right.
Okay.
It's on Diamond at Hermitage. Hermitage is a 2-block street. Diamond is a big thoroughfare. It's just between Lake Drive and Fulton.
It was the third Reformed church, built in 1875. As I understand it, you discovered it in 2017. Was it for sale? Was it just sitting there looking like a sad place that needed some love? What happened, Carol?
Well, I've been walking by it for many years. I've been a resident for almost 50 years of the neighborhood, and so I've watched it kind of fall apart over time. And I just thought, somebody's got to help this building. And so when the for sale sign went up, I made an offer, and doggone it if I didn't get it. So from there on, it's been a labor of love and 8 years of hard work, but it's coming back to life. And I'm just thrilled with the restoration that we've done so far.
Reading about this place, I wrote in my notes that it is a beautiful place where you're trying to create community, connection, bring together local arts and culture, and a lot more. Did I get most of it right?
You got it. It's all about community for me and all about the arts for me. And to use a beautiful old building to provide those services is terrific. We are better if together as a community, and the arts make people happy, and I'd like to make it affordable and accessible to all the people who live around the area as well as the entire community.
So this whole thing is very much about Hermitage at Diamond. The church and the restoration is very much about not only the historic preservation, there's so much we can unpack there, and we don't have a lot of time, but it's also about reimagining the place. Mary Reagan Shapton, you are board chair. You are, and this is really important for our listening audience to know here at WYCE, Hermitage at Diamond is now a 501c3 nonprofit organization. They have a board. They have a great leadership team. You got it all going on. You just need to do some work in the building. But historic preservation for you, Mary, is really an important thing. How did you two get connected? And she was like, next thing you know, you're the board chair.
That's almost what happened. Now, I think Carol and I got connected when I was looking at our property on Wealthy Street. So we really did our fact finding before we purchased the building on between Eureka and Wealthy. Carol's a neighbor over there. And I think the neighborhood is very passionate about the restoration, and we're in a historic district. So it was a great project for us, and something we're really proud of, that we also took out of a very non-functioning space and brought it back to life. And it's a thriving space for our team of 30 plus to be working, and we open it up to a lot of the community. So I've gotten to know the whole uptown area really well, Carol really well, feel her passion. And somebody, one of Carol's friends, said, we need you on the board. And so that's been, I've been involved for the past 2 years, and we've really been growing the board and really bringing this more, trying to really be intentional, moving it out of the organic phase to a more intentional, to go from that grassroots to a more formalized campaign to help Carol get this project done. And I think that was some of her story with Wealthy Street Theater. It took, about the 10-year mark is when really then got the WYCE Foundation involved, which really helped bring it to completion with their passion for the sustainability and restoration. Right. And if there's anything anybody will get out of this, when you tour the space and see Carol's passion and how she's pulled together these artisans, it's very, very impressive. So.
Yeah, and this is a church, so it's got stained glass windows, and I know that's a big part of this project is rehabbing those stained glass windows. You found an artist. You shared a video with me. I saw before we are having this conversation on the radio. It was just amazing. But you're trying to retain as much of the integrity of the original building as possible, right?
Right. The building is on the National Register of Historic Places. It's been there since 1982.
Wow.
But it had not been completed, and so I just picked up the reins at that point and said, look, this building is being preserved for a reason, and so we're doing exceptional work, really exceptional detailed work on the building to very specific specifications.
Yeah.
So, there are over 50 stained glass windows. We've done all of the ones on the facade on the south side, and we've also done 2 of the 3 giant 10.5-foot diameter stained glass rose windows that are in the 3 peaks of the building. So it's difficult work, but it's magnificent work.
And did I see a photo of you actually running the sander on the wood floors?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so there's no you sitting back just pointing fingers. No, you're actually doing
I love
stuff.
the work.
Did you make Mary do any hard labor at all?
Mary does her work.
Okay.
She's the marketing guru.
Yes, and she's exceptionally good at it, and a longtime friend of WYCE in the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. I think it's important we talk about the campaign because there are funds that are still needed to finish this project. When it's all done, do you have a hoped for end date, you guys, or is this we're going to raise the money and progress as much as we can along the way? Talk about that, if you would.
Well, we have about $1 million into the building in cash, in community donations, and contractor discounts, et cetera, and in-kind contributions. We now need to focus on the inside, which is the basic infrastructure, HVAC, upgraded electric, new plumbing. Accessibility is a big one. We want this building to be completely accessible to everyone.
Thank you, said
and
the guy
and
in
affordable.
crutches. Yes.
Yeah.
And,
right.
And I guess our vision is if we can get this really organized early in 2026 to get this completed within 2 years.
That's realistic, yeah.
Yeah, we get several requests because the building appears to be done by how well it looks outside to use it for functions and artist events. And I think Art Prize really opened that up this fall by being a hub for the community. So right now we're close to finishing our fundraising campaign for the rose windows, and then next we've got to move to the bigger campaign, which will be about $5 million to complete the interior.
Okay, so obviously people who want to give a financial gift, they can do that. Is the window campaign done, and then you're moving on to the $5 million campaign?
Yeah, we're over 50% of the window campaign. We should be able to wrap that up in early 2026. And we had a great boost of that with community events and attendees at Art Prize. And so then, yes, then we'll move on to the bigger campaign, which will be exciting and is critical.
So if we have people listening who want to donate, but they say, Carol, hey, I want to see the space too, is it available for them to see as well?
Oh, sure, anytime. Wear a jacket if it's during the winter.
Okay.
Yeah, well, and I would say, Phil, if they do want to see it, they can reach out and email us at info@hermitage-diamond.org. We can put that, or go to the website and then connect with us and join the mailing list and make a note. We will reach out, and we do love giving tours. And yes, there is no heat in the winter, so bundle up.
Well, and I want to put a plug in for the website because it's beautiful. I know Reagan Marketing had a big hand in this, but it's just full of so much helpful information. It tells your story, talks about some of the donors, how you can get involved, and there's a very obvious donate button on the upper right hand of the screen. But this is radio. You guys get that. It's stories without pictures, but we're doing our best to paint the picture. But there's some wonderful resources. Hermitage at Diamond, and it's hermitage-at-diamond.org. Or you can do what I do, which I just Googled it, and it came right up, and it's a very easy to find website. But your support is needed. Do you need volunteers in terms of sweat equity? What else do you need beside donation and people to support your campaign, Carol?
When we get inside, we will definitely need some people to help with painting, with some selective demo. But at this point, we really need some champions to lead us and provide some gifts that really take the edge off of the inside work, because there are people in this town who are generous, who will give. I just don't think they know about this project yet.
Sure.
But it is such a wonderful community project that I hope it will light a fire under some of them.
Well, and I love the idea, Mary, like you said, of envisioning this place as a wonderful venue for an intimate concert. I know a radio station that plays a lot of music that would be great at supporting those concerts, and we just really are all in on supporting this. And we want to continue and use WYCE to help get the word out about your progress. So this is not a one-and-done conversation. We definitely want to continue that. Again, it's hermitage-at-diamond.org, hermitage-at-diamond.org. And we'll have a quiz at the end. You're going to have to say the website back. I'm not a marketing expert, but I do know you got to mention that website a few times, Mary.
You do. And yes, I don't know, all those dashes in there came way before my time. So
I think our listeners can figure that out. Hey, before we run out of time, anything I didn't ask you want to make sure our listeners know, something that's really important they should take away from learning about Hermitage at Diamond? I'll start with you first, Carol.
I just think there's a joy in giving to something that you're going to benefit from. And if people are able to come to this building and see a show or hear an exceptional concert, it changes them. And that has this ripple effect to other people. And we want to make this building to be affordable for people who don't have money.
Yeah.
And to be attended by people who do have deep pockets. So we're better together. So I hope people will realize that it's very important to give, and that there's such joy in giving.
And Mary, you're giving of your time, serving on the board. What do you want our listeners to know about this from your view?
I think if listeners can take the time and walk by it, and if you're over in the Fulton Street area, it is a gem of what you can see, and we saw that with our building. When you invest in this restoration, what it does for the community. Congress Schools right next door. There's lots of neighborhood and walkability. It really does bring not only the joy but the excitement of, wow, they're investing in where I live. And I think it keeps the community together. And that's what I think is that exciting, moving it from that dilapidation to it takes time. You have to invest in this public infrastructure to make it accessible to all.
Yeah. It's really easy to overlook how important a place, a sense of place, and how that place really, as you said, Carol, is special. You come away from that experience being changed and feeling connected to an inanimate object, which is really, in a strange sense, being as old as 1875, full of life in so many ways. It's just a really cool thing, and you guys are reimagining that place. It's a wonderful story. I'm sorry it took so long to get you here, but like I said, we got to do a part 2, and we really look forward to letting our WYCE listeners know about this exciting development, Hermitage at Diamond. And again, if we're told you were going to ask you, are you ready for the website? Hermitage-at-diamond.org. I want to thank our guest, Carol Moore, historical preservationist, superhuman, amazing, all-around project manager and founder of Hermitage at Diamond. One of the great things about Grand Rapids is people like you, and also our friend Mary Reagan Shapton from Reagan Marketing, also Hermitage at Diamond board chair. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Carol.
This is great, Phil. Thank you.
A pleasure. Thank you.
They've been our guests in WYCE's Community Closeup, our weekly public affairs program, produced here in partnership with the Rapidian, with the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. I'm WYCE's Phil Tower. Thank you for joining us.